So this will be a basic Sun Salutation. It starts off with the mountain pose, which it's important to get your feet aligned. And normally our stance, our feet are kind of skewed outward. So a proper shoulder width stance with the toes and heels of your feet parallel with each other. It will almost feel like you're kind of pigeon-toed, like you're almost kicking your toes in a little bit, but feels slightly unnatural at first if you're not used to doing it. But kind of loosen up your legs, make sure that the weight distributed on each foot is even. And I know I always have a problem with spacing my feet just under hip or shoulder width apart, so kind of like take a note of where your shoulders are, where your hips are, and where your feet are. And then, of course, stand straight. Think of your posture, maybe roll your shoulders out. And then you don't want to lock out your joints completely, but you do want to add some stiffness to them, make them straight. And of course you do this after some of your breathing exercises. You've set your intention, your focus on doing what you're planning on doing. And the first motion, your breathing should already have a deep rhythmic quality to it. Take a deep breath and exhale up and look up and stretch your arms straight up as high as they will go, parallel to each other. You can exhale down into a forward fold. You inhale up. You straighten your back as much as you can. And you're placing your hands just below your knees. You're not trying to lock out your knees, but you're going from a forward fold to the monkey back. Exhale to forward fold again. Then you place your hands firmly on the ground. And here you want your index fingers to be parallel. You want them to be about shoulder width apart. And you can spring your legs back into like a plank. Hold there for a second. And you chaturanga, which is basically kind of like dropping into like a push-up. As you lift up, your feet will change their position a little bit for the up dog. Let's see if I can get a good angle. So from that plank, you drop down, chaturanga, you flip your toes, and you're pushing your whole body weight for that up dog. You're not, if at first you need to be on your knees, you can, but the goal is to not. And you're arching your upper back and rolling your head back. And then you flip your feet the other way, plant them for your down dog, about hip width apart. And your neck and head should be loose. Now, on your first downward dog, your calves will probably be tight, and most people like to pedal their calves out to help stretch it out. Especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning, you're going to have some more tightness and helps to stretch. Put most of your body weight into one leg and alternate those legs. From there, you can either walk yourself forward or jump forward, and then you'd stand up and go right back to your mountain pose. focus back onto your stance, keeping your feet parallel, and make sure you might feel your heart rate increase, but continue to breathe deeply and focus on your breath and go back to lifting up. Inhale, exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Inhale up, monkey back. Exhale down, forward fold. Plant your hands, spring back into a high plank. Chaturanga into an up dog. Plant your feet for a down dog. And then you'd spring forward and continue. Generally 3 to 5, 3 if you're short on time. Complete sun salutations. 5 is the best. And usually I'll spend the first one maybe an extra moment in each pose to stretch it out. The downward dog is the resting pose in Vinyasa yoga, so it might seem a little challenging at first because it's not an easy resting pose like in some other forms of yoga, like a yin yoga, which is a lot more focused on gentle stretching and relaxation. Vinyasa yoga seems to have more of a focus on being active and pushing your body a little bit more. But the sun salutations will give you a good warm up, get your blood flowing, and also help stretch.